Hi, this is Norman Kochnik for Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochnik. I'm here with Uncle Sharma. We're here today to talk about what an amazing day of cricket we've just witnessed. The very fact that India have been able to, on the fifth day of play, come out and miraculously get down the target of 328 is quite unbelievable. No one expected it. Not even up until the last session did they expect the result that we saw today. Of course, in the first two sessions, India batted particularly well. Pujara and Gill did fantastically well. Gill got a magnificent 91 before he was dismissed. Pujara continued on with the likes of Agarwal and batted particularly well, and obviously then with Punt, at the start of their session, he was the backbone and scored a magnificent 56. They did a great job. But as I said, at lunch they were 1 for 83, some 245 behind, and at tea it was still well over 100 runs to go in that session. In fact, it was 145 runs in that session, that last session. Impossible even at that second point. The fact is that India have done a magnificent job, and beyond any possible form of result, it should not have happened. They should have had a draw at the very, very most, and the weather should have played a part. It didn't rain, and that was a perfect thing for India, not for Australia. Australia's bowls were pretty good, but they were certainly not at their best, and it was far from the best performance in terms of bowling. And captaincy as well with Tim Payne. Let's not forget that India have pulled off a miraculous victory, the first time since 1988 that Australia has been beaten at the Gabba. Quite an incredible, more than 32 years since anyone's last victory on that ground other than Australia. Uncle, what's your thoughts?
36 ऑल आउट से सीरीज जीतना आप समझ सकते हैं कितनी बड़ी जीत है। 1988 से गाबा में आज तक ऑस्ट्रेलिया नहीं हारा, उनको हराया गाबा में, उसके बाद सीरीज़ पे कब्ज़ा किया। आखिरी दिन 329 रन बनाए, 325 रन इन आखिरी दिन बने। जिस हिसाब से शुरुआत करी और जिस हिसाब से अंत किया, दोनों की जितनी तारीफ़ करे कम है। ये नया इंडिया है, ये नया भारत है, और हमने देखा कैसे नए लड़कों ने ऑस्ट्रेलिया को उसी की सरजमी पे किस तरीके से टक्कर दी, किस तरीके से प्लान किया। ये कोई प्लानिंग से किया हुआ खेल था, ये कोई ऐसा नहीं था कि आए और बस जीत गए। पहले सत्र में हमने देखा किस तरीके से शुरुआत करी, थोड़ी धीमी शुरुआत थी, विकेटें हाथ में रखी, गिल ने शानदार बल्लेबाजी करी और पुजारा ने दूसरे एंड से उनका अच्छा सपोर्ट किया, और हालांकि रन इतने नहीं बनाए लेकिन एक एंड पकड़े रखा। और फिर बाद में दूसरे सत्र में धीरे धीरे उन्होंने रन रेट को बढ़ाया, और तीसरे सत्र का कमाल तो हम डिस्कस करेंगे। ऐसी जीत है ये जो कभी भी कोई भी भारतीय फ़ैन कभी भूलेगा नहीं। और सबसे बड़ी बात ये है कि ऐसे प्लेयर्स के बगैर हम जीते हैं जिनके बगैर हम ये सोच भी नहीं सकते रेड की टीम इंडिया इस मैच में या इस सीरीज़ में कब्ज़ा कर पाएगा। और इस मैच में सबसे बड़ी बात जो हम कहेंगे कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया को उसी की धरती पे जो दबाव में डाला भारतीय टीम ने, ऐसा कभी भी हमने पहले नहीं देखा, ना पिछले दौरे पे देखा, ना उससे पहले देखा ऑस्ट्रेलिया को। जिस तरीके से गेंदबाजी हुई, जिस तरीके से टिम पेन की कप्तानी हुई, बहुत ज़्यादा दबाव में थे। पेन, Norman, what would you think about the Payne captaincy and the last session, how it folded out, and the Rishabh Pant innings and everything, the special knock?
The reality is, as I said earlier, Australia were still in a reasonable position against India up until the end of the tea. They held India to a reasonably low total. They needed 145 in the last session. Payne did not exercise his bowlers very well in that last session and allowed the likes, after Pujara was dismissed, allowed the batsmen to dictate terms. The fielding was extremely defensive, allowing singles and fours at will. Rishabh Pant scored 79 runs in that last session. He was 10 at tea, ended up getting 89. A magnificent performance. He was supported by Agarwal and obviously Washington Sundar. Ultimately, Shardul went in as well, and Sonny was there for the end, but it was Rishabh Pant who got a man of the match performance on that last inning, scoring 79 in that final session. Payne lost the plot. He didn't have a clue what to do with the field placements. He had nobody in close. He had them spread runs at all directions. It became like a one-day match or a T20. Rishabh Pant was in total command, hitting the winning runs through the offside, mid-off for 4.
अगर 5 दिन के मैच में सिर्फ 1.5 सत्र में शानदार बल्लेबाजी करके कोई बल्लेबाज मैन ऑफ द मैच बन सकता है, तो आप समझ सकते हैं ऋषभ पंत की जो पारी रही कितनी स्पेशल, कितनी खास थी। ऑलमोस्ट 150 रन बने पूरे सत्र में, 80 रन तकरीबन ऋषभ पंत ने बनाए, और जो वॉशिंगटन सुंदर के साथ जो पार्टनरशिप हुई, जिस तरीके से उसने मैच का रुख बदला, आखिरी दिन जो मोमेंटम दिया भारतीय टीम को, अगर वो नहीं होता तो शायद कहीं ना कहीं हो सकता था भारत ड्रॉ की तरफ जाता अगर ऋषभ पंत आउट हो जाते। तो वॉशिंगटन सुंदर, शार्दुल ठाकुर, मयंक अग्रवाल, उन तीनों ने बहुत अच्छा सपोर्ट किया, पर ये ऋषभ पंत और उनके शानदार पारी थी। और जिस तरीके से दबाव में रखा, आपने देखा होगा नेथन लाइन, मिचेल स्टार्क कैसे दबाव में गेंदबाजी कर रहे थे ऋषभ पंत के आगे। डिफेंसिव फील्ड थी ट्रिम्पेन द्वारा लगाई गई, डिफेंसिव बॉलिंग थी, ये सिर्फ और सिर्फ ऋषभ पंत की वजह से था। अगर वो इस तरीके के बल्लेबाजी नहीं कर रहे होते तो शायद कहीं ना कहीं ऑस्ट्रेलिया भी ज़्यादा अग्रेसिव मूड में होता। और थके हुए गेंदबाज, थका हुआ मानसिक तौर पे टीम का कप्तान, हमने देखा आखिरी सत्र में कैसे मैच ऑस्ट्रेलिया से खिसकता रहा। और लास्टली नॉर्मन, आई वुड लाइक टू आस्क यू, in terms of overall perspective, if you look at the match, you know, I know Rishabh Pant is the man of the match. Which are the two biggest hero, would you reckon, in the India's team for this match?
It's probably 3 or 4, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. I mean, clearly Rishabh Pant's innings in that last session was phenomenal. Who could score 79 runs in the last session? It's amazing. But Shardul Thakur was extremely important in the first inning with his 3 wickets and subsequently 4 in the second. He also scored 67 when it really was needed with the likes of Washington and Sundar. Their partnership between them of 67 and 62 allowed India to get close enough. Don't forget, India were behind on the first innings and they still won this match. They really were building to a crescendo. Amazing. Washington Sundar, Shardul Thakur, in my opinion, Shardul should have been the man of the match. Anyway, Pant was deservedly so. And we're forgetting another person, Mohammad Siraj, took 5 wickets, and Natarajan took 3 of the first season. 4 players, young and spirited, with obviously Shubman Gill as another. There was some 5 or 6 of the youngest, most spirited players who never say die, who had a winning attitude. There was no fear factor.
बिल्कुल, 1 या 2 प्लेयर्स की बात नहीं थी, पूरा टीम एफर्ट था। पूरी टीम ने मिलकर कंगारुओं को उन्हीं की धरती पर जिस तरीके से हराया है, इसके बारे में कहानियाँ लिखी जाएगी, किस्से लिखे जाएंगे, और आने वाले टाइम में हम सब इनको याद रखेंगे। और हम सब लकी है जो हमने ये मैच लाइव देखा। जिस तरीके से शार्दुल ठाकुर ने गेंदबाजी करी, बल्लेबाजी करी, जिस तरीके से वॉशिंगटन सुंदर ने प्रदर्शन किया, जिस तरीके से गिल ने आखिरी दिन बल्लेबाजी करी, ये काबिल तारीफ़ क्या, उससे भी कहीं ज़्यादा है। और हम इस मैच के बारे में, सीरीज़ के बारे में और डिस्कस करेंगे। Norman, we will discuss more about this match and the series from tomorrow, and we will put more points, more perspective into what made transpire this series into one of the best ever. Maybe I would say equal to Ashes 2005, which is considered one of the best of this century, right?
Absolutely, but let's not forget this is probably India's best ever series anywhere at any time. Only World Cups, perhaps when they won the World Cups with Kapil and Dhoni, match it, but this is the most significant. We'll be talking more about 5 test series and 6 test series against Australia as well.
Sure. Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining us. Please keep subscribing and please share our videos. Thanks for your support.
This is Norman Kochnick from Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochnick.
Ananku Sharma. Thanks.